I'm here to review Naked Jakey's third song he ever made, Saintlike. Right off the bat, his first two songs started with a sample from a show or a movie, to lead the intro of the song, but this is the first time that doesn't happen. He starts with, I'm a saint, I'm a soul. Which is interesting because the last video of her song, South Dakota, I talked about how it feels like Jakey isn't really bragging when he talks about his life. He's just kind of describing his life. And in Saintlike, he is a little bit more bragging in a way. I don't know. He says, I'm a saint, I'm a soul. Kind of bragging, but I don't know, it feels a little bit like there's a little bit more going on than just saying he's a great person. It's really interesting because he's saying, I'm a saint, I'm a soul. Generally things that are associated with like the church and stuff. And in the instrumental you're hearing is like, it sounds organ-like. All right, so some of the first lines he says, I'm sick and tired of waiting by the phone. Oh, I know you're home. It's like he's waiting to get a call from someone, but they're not calling him back for some reason. This is a great couple lines I really like. Got a head full of dreams and a heart full of love, but I never made the money, so nobody gave a fuck. Damn. There's a thing that Jakey's music, I think there's a level of honesty I like that he has, but there's also a thing he touches on like, there's a running theme of some level of intimacy in a lot of his songs. Not like a sexual intimacy, but like a interpersonal intimacy. And it sounds like he's saying, head full of dreams, heart, he's got so much love to give, but no one cares because he don't make the money. Friday night, what you want to do, solo Halo 2, sacrifice, no more Xbox live in the room. Sounds like, because that first line, Friday night, what you want to do, solo Halo 2, sounds like he's talking to his friend. Oh, wait. Solo Halo 2 would mean to play with your to play by yourself. It says sacrifice, no more Xbox live in the room. Xbox Live, for those who don't know, is the online play feature for Xbox, which is how you would play Halo with other people. And he doesn't have that. For some reason, it was sacrifice. Kind of leading into that saint-like wordage. It's one of these lines starts, maybe we could take it slow. Ain't nobody gotta know, God knows. Leading into that saint-like thing. Which is interesting. Maybe this is leaning towards some sort of relationship where he's just like, we could just try it out, but nobody has to know, but God will know. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't sample in the beginning, but throughout this song, he uses 2 or 3 times this sample of someone saying, I don't give a fuck. I don't know what that's from exactly, but I don't know. It kind of reminds me of when I'm like in a headspace and I'm thinking of something that really cringes me out that I used to do, and you just go, I don't give a fuck. You don't want to think about it anymore. We got a line here where he says, it's that tall motherfucker saying, don't eat glass, call back to eating glass from last song. Oh, I love this line. And you know what they say about a guy with big shoes? Insecurities and self-esteem issues, which is a nice play on the trope. Tell your sister, tell your mother why you feeling this way. Seems like he's in a mood. There was a line earlier that I didn't really touch on where he says, I'm all right. He's finishing 40s while listening to Tattoo, all the things she said. I think All the Things She Said is a song by the band Tattoo. I could be wrong about that. And it says, no, I'm puking in the bathroom. So it makes it sound like he was like repressing his feelings about some sort of rejection. And he was drinking and listening to some emo boy song. And then it says, tell your sister, tell your mother why you feeling this way. You've been working so hard till it's AM in the day. Got the 1, 5, 10, fuck it, 100K. So it sounds like after that, because he didn't have the money, nobody gave a fuck, he's starting to work on his grind. That's kind of the story here, I guess. Oh, another, we got a rejection of the lines earlier. It says, where before he said, maybe we could take it slow, ain't nobody gotta know. And now this says, I don't want to take it slow, fuck what anybody know. It's really interesting. He's saying, I'm a saint. But in the context of all the other things he's talking about like, it feels like there's some sort of rejection of a relationship happening maybe, and problems with getting someone to love him. And now he's saying, I'm a saint. It's kind of like, my brain's thinking incel-y, but in a way where he's just like, I'm trying so hard and the thing about a saint is that they put up with so much strife and they still do good stuff. And it kind of feels like that's what he's saying. He's going through it, but he's still doing the right things, what he feels like. There's a really interesting line here where he says wrist on ice. And I don't really get that because if you're not familiar, and I think this is the case, but usually people say stuff like ice on my wrist. Ice not being actual ice, but referring to diamonds, which of course can look like ice. But then he says, but I never made the money, so nobody gave a fuck again. So wrists on ice. I wonder what that means. It's kind of, it's a reverse. It's like how poor he is. It's like how broke he is. His wrists are on ice. His ice not on his wrist, I think. Maybe it's just nonsense. Oh shit. These lines hit way harder when you're looking at them, right? So he starts at this part where it says, he goes through these things, these qualities that is, I'm assuming the person that rejected him thought these things. Think he funny, think he cute, think he ugly, think he stupid, think he gay, think he straight, think he special, think he human, think he changed, think he can't, think he probably should have gave up. You're fucking with him now, and his name is fucking Jake. I'm gone. I'm gone. And he says, the way he says, I'm gone, there's so much pain in his voice, it sounds like. Oh. He says, I've left. I'm like my friends. And this is basically the start of a long outro where he's mashing up, I'm sick and tired of waiting, and I'm just like my friends. It's a really good feeling outro. The waiting by the phone, something to do with some sort of rejection, it feels like. I wonder why he's saying I'm just like my friends. Maybe he feels like his friends are saints. I'm not sure how that fits in with the rest of the story here. And it cuts off in the middle of everything and it says, I don't give a fuck, and that song ends. So I thought this track is pretty good. Is it another improvement over the last one? Yeah. I don't have many complaints about this one. It's the storytelling feels subtle. When you're just listening to it, it doesn't sound like anything's happening. Like it almost sounds nonsensical, but when you're listening closely and combing through it, sounds like there's a bit of an undercurrent of a story here. And I really like that. He's going through something, and he's exporting that musically. Or he went through something and he's exporting that musically. Either way, it's really nice to see that passion come through. Instrumental's great. Lyrics are great. I really like this one. I wouldn't put this in the 90s. I think it's better than the 70s, though. I think I'll give this like an 83 out of 100. I like this one. The next track, I'll actually let you guys know which one I'm going to do tomorrow this time, is Medium. I don't think I like Medium from what I remember, but we'll talk about it. See you tomorrow.